No! Quella di me fa! Oh my God!
At least 7 people were killed. More than 1 million homes were left in darkness and trees were toppled as Storm Ciarán brought winds of more than 100 miles per hour to Western Europe overnight on Thursday. Winds of up to 190 kilometers per hour hit the northern tip of France's Atlantic coast, blowing out windows and uprooting trees blocking roads, while huge waves crashed into French ports and coastlines.
Whoa! Oh, silly lady!
More than 1 million homes in France were without power on Thursday, and electricity company Enedis said it needed 3,000 workers to restore service. Thousands more people lost power in the United Kingdom. The storm snarled transportation systems, local trains across western France cancelled service, and all roads in the Finistère region of Brittany were closed Thursday morning. Several trains and flights were cancelled in Spain. We see how roads can be fatal in these circumstances, Transport Minister Clement Beaune told broadcaster France Info. Hundreds of schools were shuttered Thursday in Cornwall and Devon, coastal communities in southwest England where flooding and downed trees blocked commutes. Ciaran will continue to affect Western Europe through the end of the week, and the heaviest rainfall was expected across northwestern Spain, the southwestern and northern coast of France and parts of northern Italy, according to AccuWeather. Officials in multiple Western European countries said at least 7 people were killed in the storm as of Thursday. A truck driver in northern France was killed and his truck was hit by a tree, Beaune said. In Spain, emergency services in Madrid said a woman died when a tree fell on her Thursday. A tree that fell in Ghent, Belgium, killed 2 people at a park, including a 5-year-old. Also in Ghent, a 64-year-old German tourist was killed by a falling branch. Another falling tree fatally injured a 46-year-old woman in the Harz Mountains in northern Germany. A 70-year-old man in Normandy died in a fall from his balcony. A local news report quoted a prosecutor saying he appeared to be closing his shutters when he fell around noon on Thursday during a gust of wind. Several others have been injured, including at least 7 emergency workers in western and northern France, officials said. Record-breaking rain produced floods in a vast swath of Italy's Tuscany region as Storm Ciarán. Italian civil protection authorities said nearly 8 inches of rain fell in a 3-hour period, from the city of Livorno on the coast to the inland valley of Mugello, and caused riverbanks to overflow. Video shows at least a dozen cars getting pushed down a flooded road. There was a wave of water bombs without precedents, Tuscany Governor Eugenio Gianni told Italian news channel Sky TG24 as he tried to describe the downpour. He reported the 5 deaths on social media and posted photos of vast inland areas inundated by the flooding. The dead in Tuscany included an 85-year-old man found in the flooded ground floor of his home near the city of Prato, north of Florence, and an 84-year-old woman who died while trying to push water out of her home in the same area, according to Italian news agency ANSA. Another victim was reported in Livorno. At least 3 people were missing Friday in Tuscany, and 1 person was reported missing in the mountains of Veneto, north of Venice. Other regions were on high alert and authorities warned that the storm was heading towards southern Italy. Ciaran left at least 7 people dead as it swept across Spain, France, Belgium, the Netherlands and Germany on Thursday. The storm devastated homes, caused travel mayhem and cut power to a vast number of people. As the storm pushed through, it flooded at least 4 hospitals, including in Pisa and Mugello. Throughout Tuscany, train lines and highways were disrupted and schools were closed. Hundreds of people were stranded, unable to get home, including about 150 stuck in Prato after a train line was suspended Thursday night. The mayor of Prato expressed shock at the force of the flood that devastated the city overnight. By early Friday, residents were working to clean the damage. A blow to the stomach, a pain that brings tears. But even after an evening and night of devastation, we are pulling up our sleeves to clean and bring our city back to normality, Mayor Matteo Buffoni posted on social media. Florence Mayor Dario Nardella told Sky TG24 that the Arno River, which runs through the center of the city, had reached the first level of alert, with the highest levels forecast for midday. The psychological fear is high, considering that tomorrow is the anniversary of the 1966 flood, Nardella said, recalling a flood that killed 101 people and damaged or destroyed millions of artistic masterpieces and rare books.
Guardate, oh ragazzi, guardate il manicomio c'è qui. Guarda qua il fiume.
In Austria's southern Carinthia province, which borders Italy and Slovenia, wind and heavy rain on Thursday night led to landslides, blocked roads and power cuts. About 1,600 households were without electricity early Friday, the Austria press agency reported. The storm receded in northern France and the Atlantic coast on Friday, but heavy rains continued in some regions as emergency workers cleared away debris from the day before. Meanwhile, Corsica in the Mediterranean faced unusually fierce winds Friday, up to 87 miles per hour, and regions in the Pyrenees and the southwest were under flood warnings. More than 500,000 French households remained without electricity for a second day, mainly in the western region of Brittany. Trains were halted in several areas and many roads remained closed. French President Emmanuel Macron was traveling Friday to storm-ravaged areas of Brittany and Prime Minister Elizabeth Bourne was traveling to hard-hit areas of Normandy. In England, more than 70 schools were closed in Suffolk, plus some in Norfolk, on Thursday with hundreds of homes left without power in both counties, the BBC reported. Weather warnings and flood alerts are still in place across the east of England. The amount of rain that happened in Suffolk has been extraordinary, Suffolk Coastal MP Therese Coffey told BBC Radio. I understand there are multiple villages where they've not experienced this level of rain and flooding before. Video posted by the BBC showed a car being swept out into the sea and roofs blown off of building. The deluge of rain on Thursday came less than 2 weeks after Storm Babet caused multiple deaths and widespread flooding.